Hello, hello. Happy Sunday, everybody. Welcome to Chat Time with Grandma Keto Kitchen. Meet Grass. How exciting, right? I hope everyone's having a great day. We did get snow yesterday, 4 to 6 inches. And no, I was not out snow shoveling. Oh, someone joined me. Hey, Bridget, how are you? How was your sticky? You do the sticky note challenge with me last week to see how many sticky notes you went through? Oh, my desk. I am really, honestly, Bridget, going to take a picture of her for you. Hey, Terry, I am so glad you joined us. Oh, Tina, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I don't know. Hey, Kendra. I don't know if any of you read Tina's post answer this morning. Well, hello, Tanya. How are you? But Tina just had horrible news this week. All her family has been tested positive for COVID, and she has a friend's funeral she's going to miss. Hey, Kendra. And she's not going to be able to go home for Christmas. Oh, my gosh, Tina, that just ends 2020 the way it started, right? It started fine, and then it just went from bad to worse. And I think this is a year that we will all discuss with our grandkids, and our grandkids will discuss with their kids. And I remember when COVID started, I'm like, oh, it's really not going to affect us that much. And boy, it did. Hey, Debbie, how's it going? Debbie is finished her ketones challenge. I will be posting that. I need to chat with Terry and Debbie a little bit, and I'll post those results. She did have on those supplement ketones. She did get good results, and so I will post those results. And then she's going to now do it for 10 days with the things that we found out that was going on with her, and see if she can get the same results without the ketone supplement. So we'll see. It'll be interesting. And then Kendra has agreed to be our next challenge. And so as soon as we're done with Debbie, we're going to move on to Kendra, because there are two different scenarios. Debbie was doing everything and just, living her life, not major stresses or anything like that. Kendra has a totally different life. And so I think it'll be really interesting. But Debbie is now going to do it without the ketone supplements and see if she can get the same results. So I'm kind of excited. I'm really excited because I've never used them. And a lot of us don't need to use them. It's only for those that need to use them. So you guys notice my shirt today? Check this out. Okay, so what this shirt is all about is I warned you guys at the beginning I don't like going shopping. And so I was buying some clothes off the internet. Tops off the internet to wear for these, and I'm like, oh, that's just silly. And secondly, I've been looking at what to get you guys for your 12 stickers. Remind me to talk about stickers. And when you get your 12 stickers, and so I ordered these to see if I like them, and I do. They're very comfy. This is a medium. I am a baggy shirt person. Thanks, Terry. I'm a baggy shirt person, as you guys probably have noticed by now. I could certainly wear smaller tops, but I don't like to. I don't like my arms being tight. I don't like anything being tight. I never have. Even when I was size 0, and I was for the long time in my life, before kids, I should say, I did not like baggy. I did not like tight shirts. So this is a medium, and I have washed it. I don't dry them. I hang them up. But, so it runs pretty true to size. So I could technically wear a small, but that's not my style. So they run true to size. And so these are one of the things I'm going to do for you guys in your 12-month stickers. Thanks, Tina. I really like it. It's very comfortable. It's kind of, it's one of those, shirts that you wear for your sloppy days, when you just have your sweatpants on and you just kind of bumming around the house or doing housework or whatever the case may be. So this is what you guys will get for your 12 months of your challenge map. So speaking of stickers, so I ordered the stickers, and I just got an email, and I emailed them, and I'm like, where are they? And they emailed me back and said they had some issues with the plant that they work out of. It got shut down for COVID. What a shock. And so that it's delayed. So I'll get them to you as soon as I get them. And then I'll go back and I'll look through who all posted and who all did if you did not, hey, Linda, if you did not set me a plate for Thanksgiving, you can set me a plate for Christmas, for your Christmas holiday meal, and that will still count. So one or the other or both is fine. I would love to join you at your table. Hey, how are you? Michelle? I'm not sure. I am the worst at pronouncing things. I just am. I'm the worst at pronouncing them. I don't think you've joined us yet for Facebook Live. So welcome to my chatty moments. I am not a shy and quiet person, and it comes through on these videos. Hey, Monica. So anyway, this is what you will get. One of the things you're going to get for your 12-month sticker challenge. So if you get 12 stickers on your challenge map, after the 12th sticker, I will send you this shirt. And so this is what you will be seeing me in. Now because I ordered a couple different colors, and I ordered some other colors. I didn't like the other colors. They just, I don't know, they didn't look right with the logo. Hey, Monica. Good afternoon, Linda. It's still morning here. Shh. We're in different time zones. I still need it to be morning. I've been working on a project. And so I was up at 4 this morning. Interesting, I was reading this stress stuff, studying it this week to see, I want to break it down because there's so much to stress. And one of our members on here today asked me to take a look at the subject and see what stress does to our bodies. And so I've been studying it this week, and there's so much to it that we're going to hit the highlights today, and then on Tuesday we'll talk about it more. And then in the Did You Know, starting Tuesday, I'll breaking it down even more for you guys, because it's really interesting. You guys know I like to research, and so I found this topic very interesting. We all know stress causes problems, but what problems? And what type of stress? And what do we do about it? And that kind of stuff. So there's so many components to it. Today we're going to hit the highlights, and then I'll start breaking it down in the Did You Know series, and then we'll probably talk about it again on Tuesday. So with all that being said, your stickers will be coming to you as soon as they open their plant back up. And your 12 months will be this shirt. And so you'll be seeing me wear these. Now I'm going to order more, and I'll just wear these for my Facebook Live, so I don't have to shop on the internet. Internet shopping is no fun, and I do not like going to a store. So I tend to overbuy when I go to the stores, and then I don't like them, and I don't ever take things back, and I do that on the internet too. So I like this shirt. It's very comfy. Okay, so here we go. We're going to talk about stress today. So there's 3 main types of stress. There is just, and I typed them all up because, as you guys know, I yap and then I forget things. So I didn't want to forget this. So there's the acute stress. So acute is like an instant stress, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. So it can be like when you're riding the roller coaster and you get up that hill, and then all of a sudden you go down and you're like, oh, I think I'm going to die. And that's actually acute stress. It's also stress where you slam on that brake and you're trying to avoid that car accident. That's acute stress. Those stresses aren't bad for you. They get your heart racing, they get your breath going, and they get your muscles ready. It releases hormones. We have very specific hormones that when we're stressed are released in our bodies. And when that happens, it actually, because our bodies like to protect us from ourselves, that's why we're all here, we have stress hormones that come out. And so when it's an acute stress, when it's an urgent, like you're going through the Halloween, the scary barn, the spooky barn, and someone jumps out at you, you're kind of stressed to begin with, and then they jump out you, and you knew it was coming, but you got scared anyway, and that's an acute stress. So that's kind of an instant, and it's not bad for you. It isn't. It does get your heart rate going. It does get your breathing faster, but it's not bad for you. It readies your muscles. So it prepares you for impact. It prepares you for damage. And that's why the only thing I differ on that is, the drunk driving statistics, that typically drunk drivers who get in an accident, they are the ones that don't get hurt because they don't get stressed. But all the research says that it's the opposite. But I do know that stat is true. I don't think that's fair, but it's true. But regardless, so that is the acute stress. So it's the immediate stress, like you're falling off a horse, or you walked and you're tripping, and at that moment the pain is coming, and so the hormones kick in, heart starts going. Okay, acute stress. So the next one is episodic acute stress. So that is when, and I'm gonna look at my nose, it's more frequent acute stress. So let's say, for example, you like riding a horse. We're going back to the horse scenario here. Example. So you like riding a horse, but every time you get on that horse, you're really worried about getting bucked off. So that's stress over and over again. Now, that's only stress when you're doing that action. So it's not an every moment, every day you're stressed out. That's not that. It's just that it has to do with episodes. So you're having an episode of acute stress. And so it's more ongoing, but on the other hand, it still comes and goes, if that makes sense. So the last one is chronic stress. That is bad. That's bad for you. Now, that can come from all kinds of things. And this year has certainly been something that can cause chronic stress. It can be job related. It can be family related. It can be financially related. It can be friends related. It can be an internal struggle with yourself related. You can be worrying about things. We all have that stress. but how we deal with it and how often we let it affects us makes the difference. So the chronic stress is what causes damage to your body, and it causes serious damage to your body. So what I like to do, and I do get stressed out over things. One member on here today, Terry, she hadn't been around for a couple days, and that was very unlike her. And so I was actually stressed over it. I'm like, Terry, where are you? Are you okay? I was worried about it. I freak out over all kinds of things. People I care about, I really care about. And so, you know, and if your kids are going through something or your grandkids are going through something, or like right now, I can't even hold my grandkids. I can be outside with them, but I can't be within 6 feet of them. And that is stress too, but it's not the chronic stress. That's not that. Yes, it stresses me out. So that would be more the acute stress, but it's not, but it doesn't turn into the chronic stress. The chronic stress is typically an ongoing issue, financial issues, marriage trouble, loneliness, depression, work-related, those type of things. That causes serious, hey, yeah, Tanya, yeah, I mean, that causes serious damage. So I want to go over the signs of stress. Now, I'm a person who has a headache pretty much all the time, but that doesn't mean I'm stressed out all the time. So some of these symptoms can also be other things. I just have constant headache. I always have had constant headache. And I just take Tylenol and get over it. And my doctor, it's something about, I have calcium buildup on the back of my neck. So when I'm at my computer too long with my head down, I get headaches. And since I'm there all the time, that doesn't help matter. So headache, I'm going to read it to you because you know me. If I had a whiteboard, I'd write it all out, but then you guys would laugh at my writing anyway. So it's just easier to just type it out. So headaches are one of them. So if you don't normally have headaches like I do, and then you just start getting headaches, that can be stress related. Again, that's the stress hormones being released in your body. You are stressed. Now, it's okay, like we talked about, it's okay if it's just one of those one-timers, you know, if you're going down that roller coaster. I love roller coasters. So if you're going down roller coasters and you're like, oh, okay, here we go, and, you know, you're going to die type of thing. Hey, how are you? And I'm going to mispronounce this, Lorene, right? I am really bad at pronouncing names, really bad at pronouncing words, period. I don't think I've seen, well, maybe you have been on here before, but anyway, welcome. So headaches are a sign of stress, but keep in mind, again, don't panic over these symptoms because you have to put them into perspective. As we all know, just because you have a runny nose does not mean you have COVID type of thing. You know, you have to put everything into perspective. So heartburn is another stress-related one. I didn't realize that was from stress, but it is because stress actually affects your digestive system, and then it goes back up and causes heartburn and blah, blah, blah. Rapid breathing. That is more, again, that can still be from the acute one, but if you have constant stress and all of a sudden you're breathing really heavy, that may be something that is coming from stress, so you definitely want to acknowledge that. You can also have a risk for heart attack, and I know we all know about strokes and things like that, but because your body is releasing those hormones under stress. So if you're under chronic, hey Stephanie, if you're under chronic stress, and your body continually releases those hormones. Remember what it does to you. It increases your heart rate, it increases your breathing, and it gets your muscles ready. So now your muscles, including your heart, are tense, but your heart is going. Your breathing is going. It can cause you a heart attack. Stress really can cause you a heart attack. Not just a stroke, but a heart attack. So something very serious to look at. Pounding heart. Yeah, well, that was kind of a dull one. That was the next on my list. Pounding heart. Yes, it will increase your heart rate. I just talked about that. Increased depression. So it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. And Lorraine, so interesting. You do such an amazing job. Oh, thank you, Lorraine. Thank you. I loved research, and I get these ideas from you guys. And I think I'm working on some of the ones that Kendra had suggested, and then Mary, one of our Marys in our group, has some suggested, so I'll move on to those once we get the stress-related ones. But if you have something that you really just want to know about, I'll be glad to look it up. I love looking it up. So let's go back to depression. So depression, a lot of us have faced depression. We've talked about that before. And it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So in this particular case, we are depressed, and so that increases our stress hormones, which causes our body anxiety, and then we become more depressed. And so it's the stress that we have to focus on, or the depression, whichever is causing you that you have to focus on. You have to find the beginning to get to the end, if that makes sense. So if your stress is causing depression, then you need to figure out your stress. If your depression is causing stress, then you need to figure out your depression, because you can't start in the middle. That's not going to get you anywhere. But it can increase your depression. So let's say that depression is your issue and that is causing you stress. That's going to increase your depression. So you really need to work on that depression issue. And we are going to hit that topic probably in a couple weeks. I want to finish up a couple more that I have told people we talk about. But then we're going to hit that depression topic, because most of us have gone through emotional issues because we were overweight, because we weren't living the life we wanted to live. There were things we wanted to do, and we couldn't do them, didn't want to do them, didn't have the energy to do them, or felt left out because we didn't do them. We didn't like our body image, and there's all kinds of reasons that we can get depressed. Family issues, thinking people don't love us anymore, and just self-esteem issues. So, but we'll talk about that. But in this particular case, we're talking about if your depression came first and you're stressed from your depression, you need to work on your depression. If you're stressed and you become more depressed, then you need to work on the stress level. So, depression. Insomnia. Okay. Now, I am an insomnia person. I don't sleep very much. I do take my afternoon naps. I have to. I've tried it both ways. I can go without. Yesterday, I went without a nap. I'm like, that's it. I'm going to just not take a nap. I was so busy. I had a lot of stuff to do. And I didn't take a nap. And I went to bed about 9:30 last night, which is late for me. And I'm an early to bed, early to rise. And I woke up at 3:30. It's like, are you kidding me? And I can't ever go back to sleep. So once I'm awake, I'm up. And so for me, I take a nap. That's how I deal with it. But I am always having sleep problems. Now, the reason I don't sleep very long is I have a lot on my mind when I go to bed. I have this little to-do list running through my head, and I don't have my sticky notes handy, Bridget, when I'm in bed. And I have this to-do list. Oh my gosh, shoot, I forgot to do that, and I forgot to do that, and I need to do that. And so for me, it's quieting my mind. And then what wakes me up is my bladder. What can I say? It is what it is. Let's just be honest. So, but if you're not normally that way, if you can normally sleep a solid 6 to 8 hours, that's you, Terry. Oh my gosh, I hate that. I kept a pen and paper at my bedside for the longest time, but then that just gave me mentally more permission to wake up and write my notes down. So I stopped doing that. Now I keep my phone next to me, and if I really can't get rid of something, I'll put a note in my phone. But my mind just has to quiet. It has to quiet. So, but if you're a person who's never had trouble going to sleep or staying asleep, and now all of a sudden you do, that is coming from your stress. That is absolutely coming from your stress. So we need to look at that. Weaken the immune system. So when you are really stressed, and all of a sudden you get everything that everyone has around you, that's because your immune system is now weakened. Remember, when our bodies are stressed, it wants to protect us, and so it releases those stress hormones. So it gets our heart beating, it gets our breath, our breathing faster, and it gets our muscles ready. I don't know why it needs to do that, but it does. The stress hormones do that. So now think about if you're always in that state of, always in that mode. I mean, that's just not good for us. There's no way around it. And so that weakens our immune system. It's going to weaken our immune system. Our body is acting in a stressful manner, and that's going to affect everything else. So and not only will it weaken your immune system for colds and flu and that kind of stuff, but it can also give you some other problems too. And so you really got to watch that. When your immune system is weakened, not only are you susceptible to viruses, you're also susceptible to diseases. And so you want to say, well, hi, Grizz, how are you? Hormonal. Yes, Kendra, hormonal. Absolutely. Okay, next thing is high blood sugar. When you guys go response is fight or flight, you're right. That is actually good. I don't have to read that now. Your body's response is fight or flight. And it chooses which way to go, but nonetheless it does. And that creates all kinds of havoc inside your body, the fight or flight. We have a lot of fight or flight mechanisms in our body that decide. Fear is another one. We either fight or flight. I tend to fight. That's my personality when I'm in fear. But some isn't, some is flight, but your body responds to a lot of things in fight or flight. Not just stress, but many other things. High blood sugar, anyway, we were talking about high blood sugar. So that will increase your sugar. It will, and it'll increase your blood pressure. So if I think someone in the group the other day said something about, They wanted to know if keto caused high blood pressure. And we're all like, no, 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 no. Quite the opposite. It'll drop your blood pressure. Oh, my neighbor's shoveling their sidewalk. Maybe they'll come over and do mine. It'll increase your... Keto does not ever increase your blood pressure. It just doesn't, because we're cutting out the carbs. There's all kinds of reasons for that, but it always drops our blood pressure. In fact, most of you on blood pressure medicine has it either lowered or completely off of it. It does just the opposite. But that was interesting to me. Now I have to go back and find that post and ask her if she's been very stressed out. Now, I think her problem was electrolytes. She wasn't taking enough or any electrolyte supplements, and that was probably her issue with the magnesium. But nonetheless, it can be stress too. So if your blood pressure or blood sugar have risen, then it may very well be stress related. It is certainly not keto related. There are many things people can question on keto. That is certainly not one of them. It absolutely lowers your blood pressure and sugar. So let's go to the other one. Tense muscles. Oh, you know how you just... okay, if you didn't do Zumba, you didn't do HIIT, and your muscles are tense. My muscles are tense a lot these days. Like, oh my gosh. Sometimes it's all I can do just get out of bed. I'm like, I can do this. My muscles hurt, but that's not tense. Hurting is different than tense. Tense is where you just feel so tight everywhere. That's from stress. That is also not good for you. That causes all kinds of havoc on your body. So if your muscles are really tense, that's a sign of stress. Stomach ache. Oh my gosh. Now that one I have. So when I am stressed over something, I am sick to my stomach. There's no way around it. If I'm worried about something, I am sick to my stomach. Hey, Grizz. Period. I can tell you immediately when my body is reacting to stress, because I get sick to my stomach and I get shaky, very shaky. And so that's when I have to figure out, for me to deal with stress is I'm a fixer. That's my personality. I'm a fixer. Well, hi, Wendy. How are you? When something goes wrong in my life or my kids' lives or in a friend's life or someone I care about's life, my attitude is I need to help fix it. Now, it doesn't mean I can fix the whole problem, but I need to do something. I need to be proactive. When my son was at war, my son was a Marine, and he was in Fallujah, 2004 and 2005, most stressful year of my life. It was absolutely... Hey, Vicki, you didn't message me back. I messaged you and asked if you were watching. Most stressful year of my life. It was horrible, horrible. That was when I gained about 40 pounds too. By the way, called Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. But anyway, my reaction, well, a lot of the moms and spouses joined support groups to deal with it. And I went to one and I'm like, yeah, this isn't my style. I am nothing against it. I don't mean to say that at all. It just wasn't for me. I'm not a group mourner. I'm a fixer. And so I went about doing care packages. So I got a hold of some of the other parents and I said, hey, the guys need this. And there were only guys in our unit. And the guys need this, the guys need that. And so we, once a month, we went and stood out all our local Walmarts with signs and a list of things that the Marines needed. And we sold those ribbon magnets for $5, and that paid for the shipping. And anyone who wanted to, they would buy things on the list, and they'd bring it back to our table. And then if they wanted to, they could buy a $5 ribbon, the magnets to put on their cars, and that's what we used for shipping. And that grew big time because everyone wanted to do something. The people wanted to do something. And so we got involved in all kinds of things. And so that year was spent doing care package. And we shipped over 500,000 pounds of items to the Marines, and they had enough for them. They had enough for the Iraqi troops that they were training, and they had enough for the unit that was coming in behind them left over. So, and they gave a bunch of it to like the local community people who helped them and were friends of theirs at that point in time. And so it was really pretty cool. But that's my attitude. I fix things. I gotta fix things. So that's my personal attitude. Anyway, okay, tense muscles, we did that. Weight gain. Oh my gosh, weight gain, seriously. And again, if you think of it logically, that makes sense. Our body's releasing these stress hormones. It's getting our heart going and getting our breathing, our rapid breathing. And so it also is causing our digestive issues, which can also cause weight gain because we are not digesting our food correctly, and it's causing us to gain weight. Let's just blame stress on everything. And it can cause type 2 diabetes. I did not know that. That was a shocker to me. I didn't. But again, it makes sense because it raises your blood sugar level. So these are all the horrible things that stress can do to you. The horrible things that stress can do to you. And they're bad. So we do need to address stress in our lives. This isn't necessarily a keto video, but it is with our group because we are building a lifestyle. So we aren't just focused on, oh, we're going to eat keto. There's more to what we're doing here than eating keto. We're building a new life. We're becoming new us. You know, the person we wanted to be and are going to be. And that includes more than just the food we put in our mouth. It's how we live our lives. It's what we do with our lives. And we're building a whole new lifestyle. And so all of these things that we talk about is related to the lifestyle we're building, not just keto. Keto's a little tiny pin in that map, but there's other things in there, and stress is one of them. And it's a huge one. It's a huge one. And Kendra, thank you for having me talk about this because I appreciate it. So I want to just check my other notes here and then we'll talk. So short-term stress is actually good for you. I know, it's kind of strange, but it is. It's the roller coaster. Remember the roller coaster. That's actually good for you. Riding the horse is good for you. But long-term stress is really, really bad for you. So don't freak out if you have a short-term moment, your heart goes and you can just feel it all over your body. It's okay. It's okay. It's all good for your body. No problem. Your body is ready and willing and able to take care of that for you. Not a big deal. All right. So then the rest is just that my notes are these hormones rev up your heartbeat and send blood rushing to the areas that need it most in an emergency, such as your muscles, heart, and other important organs. And that is where the problem is when it becomes acute stress, because then it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop sending those stress hormones to rev up our heartbeat and our organs and stuff. It creates havoc on us. And so it's no different than when we have too much glucose. It's no different than we're eating too many carbs. All those things can do damage to our body. So can stress. So one of the things that I want you guys to think about is what's causing you stress. And I know like Tina right now has a lot of stress because all her family was just tested positive, and now she's got a family funeral and she can't go to it. Those are short term, but you don't want to let it be long term. So if Tina, for example, sorry to call you out on this, but if you can find a way to package that, to put it in a box and say, okay, I'm going to call my family daily. I'm going to FaceTime them. I'm going to Zoom them. I'm going to drop off my Christmas presents, and I'll stand outside the door. If it's cold, you got to bundle up. Stand outside the door and watch them. I mean, there's all kinds of things you can still do. The funeral, most of the funerals will let you watch them live. I know we've watched several live. I lost an uncle recently. It was a kind of a step uncle, but nonetheless. And my husband just went to his uncle's funeral the other day, and he was pallbearer, so he had to go. I didn't go. He had to go. But you can watch those live now, and you can send your flowers, and you can send a card, and you can call the family, and you can call your family who you can't see. And will it be the same? No, it won't. But take that stress, put it in a box, and figure out how to pick up one thing at a time and take it out of that box. Don't try and take it all out at the same time. Take one thing out at a time. Try and fix one thing at a time. Will it be ideal? No. But can you live with it? Yes, you can. So, and Tina, I'm just going to pick on you. So, sorry. In your particular situation, there's got to be things that you can do to make it okay. So maybe the family meal that your family is making that you're not going to be able to sit at that table and hug them and love them and watch them and delight in them opening their presents and stuff. Maybe they can give you a plate to go, and so you can go over there and you can stand outside and you can watch them open their Christmas presents, and you can be on the phone with them when they're doing it, or they can do FaceTime Live or Zoom, where you're still a part of it, and the funerals, be a part of it. But those kind of stressors you can take in your life, and you can say, okay, I can figure out a way to make this okay. Now, having said that, okay doesn't necessarily mean where you want it to be, and you may not know what okay is. But if you can make it so okay is just good enough, then it's okay. Does that make sense? We're not ever going to get everything perfect. That's not going to happen. But if we can find a way to make it okay. I know there's another member on our group right now that was extremely stressed over the holidays, and come to find out, everything is going to work out hunky-dory because she was brave. She was very brave. She made a gesture that was very hard to do, and she did it, and it turned out great, and I'm so happy for her, and she knows who she is. And so take what's causing you stress. Try to do one thing, just one thing to make it better. Work related, that's a problem. That is a problem. But it's not a problem that's totally out of your control. We still have rights and we still have our limits of what is acceptable and what is not. You have to find the balance for you're okay. It may not be where you want it to be, but it's better than where it is now. So if you take one baby step on each of your stressors, just one baby step, and find a way to make it okay, not great, okay, then that's going to relieve a lot of it. And that's what you guys really need to do. Holidays are stressful, let's be honest, especially this year. Oh my gosh. I have never not spent a Christmas with my grandkids. Ever did I not spend a Christmas with my grandkids. And I will be that one, Tina, that bundles up and stands outside and watches them open their presents from the window. I will not miss seeing them open their presents. I will not do it. And my son and his daughter, his wife, don't allow us indoors. Is it free? Is what free? Tanya, I'm not really sure. Oh, the Calm app is a lifesaver for the stress and to help with sleep. I use it every day. Oh, I have to check that out. It's a free section and a purchased one. Oh, that's pretty. See, there's all kinds of ways, but you can calm yourself all you want. But if you're not fixing the issue that's causing you stress, okay, so you use the app and you calm yourself at night, and that's perfectly fine. For me, I turn on NCIS, go to bed, and that clears my head until I wake up. My bladder wakes me up, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, I got all this stuff to do, so I gotta get up. And so I can't control that. But that's still not fixing the stress. That's only addressing the after effects of it. Does that make sense? We need to find a way to make a list of the things that cause you stress and find a way to make them okay. Not perfect, but okay. And it could just be as simple as, I am so busy at work, I can't even lift my head up. And it could just be as simple as, no, I am taking a 15-minute walk at lunch. Period, end of story. It doesn't matter. The roof can burn down, the house can burn down, anything can happen. I don't care. I'm taking a 15-minute walk. Could just be that. Or it could be saying, no, I am not working 16 hours a day. I'm really sorry. I understand COVID, but I do have a life too. I'm willing to work 10-hour days, or I'm willing to work 3 12-hour days and then 2 8-hour days. I'm willing to do these things, but I'm not willing to do this round-the-clock stuff. It could be any of those things. But if you don't fix the stress, then the calming app isn't going to help you long-term. You have to put all your stress in a box. Just make a list. You know what? Just truly make a list. Get a little tiny box and make sticky note, Bridget. Make a post-it note. What the stress is. What's causing you stress. And really break it down little. Don't say, oh, work is causing me stress. Okay, what at work? Is it your boss? Is it your coworkers? Are you overworked? Are you working too many hours? Does your boss not appreciate you? Are they having expectations of you that are unrealistic? Break it down. Remember we broke down the why. So break your stress down. Break it down to one tiny thing. And you want to break it down as little teeny tiny thing as you can. Say you're stressed because you have to eat lunch at work and they have no keto food. Break that down to that little teeny tiny thing. It doesn't matter what it is. Break it down. Put it in a box. Now, take those pieces of paper out when you're all done, and don't try and do it within one setting, because we all know that doesn't work that way, because later we'll think, oh my gosh, that's another thing. So give yourself a day or two, put them on a paper, put it in a box. Now take a piece of paper out, one thing at a time. Just that first thing you pull out, and find one teeny tiny solution, one little tiny adjustment that you can make to that, and then go about fixing it. I'm a fixer, that's what I do. So go about fixing it. It doesn't have to be ideal, but just something to tell you that you made progress. And if you make a progress on each one of those little pieces of paper, then your stress level is going to go down and down and down and down until you get down there and you're like, wow, okay, yeah, is it perfect? Is my life perfect? No, it's not. But you know what? It's pretty darn good, and I'll take it. And the other thing is count your blessings. Too many times we forget. We think of all the problems that we're having, all the things that are going wrong, and we forget about all the things that are going right. Some of the stress we cause to ourselves because we forget to count our blessings. So count your blessings too. When you're making that box, make sure you're listing your blessings too. But seriously, the only way to deal with stress is to take them one thing at a time. If it's medical, then get to the doctor. Figure out what you need to do. More than likely, if you're here, you've already been to the doctor, and this is what you're doing to fix it. So kudos to you. But if it's something new that's popping up, don't avoid it. I'm a really big one on that. But don't avoid it. Just get in there, figure out what it is, and address it. Is it scary? Sure. Sometimes it's really scary. It's very scary. But it's better to know and to deal with it than to not know. So break down your stress levels, fix one little teeny tiny thing at a time. And yes, those soothing apps are great, but they won't make it better until you relieve the stressors. Does that make sense? I do believe in those type of things because that's why I watch NCIS at night. I've seen the episodes over and over again, so I already know what the TV show is about. So I just listen to it until my mind goes blank, and then I go to sleep. We all have our different ways, but that's to clear my mind. My stress levels are different. When I deal with my stress, I take action. And sometimes not so good, I have to admit, not so good. I don't always think things through all the way. But nonetheless, that is what I do. And that is what we all need to do. We need to find a way to relieve our stress. So we are going to be focusing on stress for the next probably week, starting Tuesday. And then I might even talk about it again on Tuesday. But starting Tuesday on the Did You Know series. And I'm going to give you some tips too. Next year we're going to get some meditation going here and yoga going here, and I think that will really help because I think life is stressful. It really is, and we need to find a way to deal with stress. So, any questions for you guys? You're amazing. I love you all. It's free section. Okay, so anybody have any questions that they want to ask? And for those of you who didn't see it from the beginning, I'll just tell you why you guys might be typing up questions. This is the shirt that you're going to get when you get your 12 stickers on your challenge map. So you have a crush on Mark Heimer. I do. My husband's not here. I do. I so do. He is so awesome. Although I heard why Abby left. Okay, this is way too much information. But Abby left because Mark Harmon brought his dog to the set all the time, and his dog was biting people, and so no one was powerful enough to say anything, but they thought Abby was, and then I know way too much about this. And Abby couldn't get them to change their mind about letting him bring his dog, so she quit. I can't believe she quit. I loved Abby. I watch it way too much. Blue Bloods is my other hang-up, too. I watch those, too. But NCIS has more series, so that's what I put myself to sleep with every single night. Every single night I put myself to sleep with NCIS. And I always know all of the shows, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so it doesn't appear that we have any questions. So anyway, this is the shirt with your challenge map. And those of you who don't have one yet, when you complete your first challenge, then I will send you a map with a sticker. And if you get 12 stickers, this is going to be in your box of goodies, the shirt. And I know you can't buy it, you have to earn it. And so it'll be in your box with your goodies. But we're not there yet, but we're going to get there. And the stickers that I ordered are delayed. Hey, Mary, how are you? Mary, you're the one I just talked about. I was just talking about once I get done with the stress series, then you had messaged me some topics for the Facebook Live, and so I'm going to hit yours next. So I was just telling everyone about that. So if you want me to talk about anything or research anything, let me know, and I will plug it into the schedule. But so this shirt will be in your 12 stickers, but the sticker factory had to shut down for COVID. And so I'll get the sticker someday, but I did order the turkey race and the set a plate for me, but I don't have them yet. Hey, Molly, how are you? It's so good to see you. I used your testimonial on that thing I was working on. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. And so anyway, this is what you'll get when you get your 12 stickers. So sooner or later, I'll get the stickers. When I get them, I will go back through and look and see who did the turkey race and who did the set a plate for me, and then I'll mail you out the stickers. And if you don't have the challenge map, I'll send you the challenge map. I may message you privately and just see if you already have it or not, because my record keeping isn't that great. That's not one of my strengths. Cute. You like my shirt, Vicky? I like it. And now I don't have to keep buying clothes off the internet to wear on these Facebook Lives. You can see. I'm going to order more of these now so I can just wear these. Way easier for me. I am not a shopper. I just don't like shopping. Okay, you guys. If no questions, then I will let you go. You enjoy your Sunday. Stress-free Sunday. We're just going to make it a rule today. Things. And Tina, that goes for you too. Just breathe deep. In, out, let it go. And give yourself some time to figure out how to fix the things that's causing you stress. But today is a stress-free day, okay? We have 4 to 6 inches of snow here. It's actually very pretty. I don't have to go outside anyway, so I don't really care. And I can just look out and enjoy it. And I'm going to go back to my computer and finish my project I was working on. So anyway, thank you guys. I love you all. And let me know. Thank you, Terry. You have a great day too. See, I was stressed because you weren't in the group for a couple days. Aren't I ridiculous? But there are some of you that are extremely active in the group. And when you disappear for a couple days, I'm like, what's going on? Are they okay? Oh my gosh, I got to figure out what's going on. And so then I tell myself, let it go, let it go. And Wow, none here. Really, Vicky? Vicky and I only live like 3 hours apart. She lives in Wisconsin, and she doesn't have any. We got like 4 to 6 inches. But anyway, Terry was absent for a couple days in the group, and well, Daphne was before that too. And watching Christmas movies. What's your favorite? I like Christmas Story when my kids were my second oldest and my baby were in a play here in Madison for the Christmas Story, and my second oldest son played Ralphie, and then Bradley, my youngest son, played the little brother, and it was so adorable, and it was in a downtown theater, so they had I think they did 10 days of shows, and they did, it was so funny, excuse me, it was like 300 people per show per night, and they did it a couple times. Oh, Wonderful Life, love that one. They did it a couple times a day, and so in the scene where the brothers are, he pops out of the little trunk thing, and my youngest son didn't pop out in time, and so my older son, is kicking it, and then he just opened it and pulled him out, and they're literally fighting on the stage. Audience is cracking up thinking that it was just part of the play, but it wasn't. There are my two boys up in front of 300 people fighting, and I'm like, oh my gosh, guys, knock it off. I was so mad at them, and I was giving them the evil eye, and I couldn't say anything because it was right in the middle of the play, but it is what it is. Anyway, okay. You watch your Christmas movies. I love that. I'm going back to my computer to finish up a project so I can move on to a new project next week. I always have a project going on. And I love you guys, and you take it easy. Stress-free day. It's a rule. It is a rule. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.